Welcome. Today we will be reading lesson 257 in the workbook and from the text, chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship, the introduction. And now for lesson 257. Let me remember what my purpose is. If I forget my goal, I can be but confused, unsure of what I am, and thus conflicted in my actions. No one can serve contradicting goals and serve them well, nor can he function without deep distress and great depression. Let us therefore be determined to remember what we want today, that we may unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully, and achieve only what God would have us do this day. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Let us not forget today that we can have no will but yours, and thus our purpose must be yours as well, if we would reach the peace you will for us. Let one not forget what this day is for. For when one forgets one's purpose, one forgets what one is. And if one does not know what one is, one's actions become erratic, disjointed. Instead, let one's purpose be unified and become the same. For clashing goals but lead to conflicting behavior. And when one is conflicted, one feels anxious, angry, and depressed. Let one remember today what one truly desires, and know that one's function is to be happy and to forgive the world of all illusions and to awaken to the truth, and that these goals are all the same, unified in nature. Let one be led by the guide who knows what's best for oneself. And let the body and the world be used to serve the Holy Spirit's truth today. And now for our text reading for today, from chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship, Introduction. Take pity on yourself, so long enslaved. Rejoice whom God has joined, have come together and need no longer look on sin apart. No two can look on sin together, for they could never see it in the same place and time. Sin is a strictly individual perception, seen in the other, yet believed by each to be within himself. And each one seems to make a different error, and one the other cannot understand. Brother, it is the same, made by the same, and forgiven for its maker in the same way. The holiness of your relationship forgives you and your brother, undoing the effects of what you both believed and saw. And with their going is the need for sin gone with them. Who has need for sin? Only the lonely and alone, who see their brothers different from themselves. It is this difference, seen but not real, that makes the need for sin, not real but seen, seem justified. And all this would be real if sin were so. For an unholy relationship is based on differences, where each one thinks the other has what he has not. They come together, each to complete himself and rob the other. They stay until they think that there is nothing left to steal, and then move on. And so they wander through a world of strangers, unlike themselves, living with their bodies, perhaps under a common roof that shelters neither, in the same room, and yet a world apart. A holy relationship starts from a different premise. Each one has looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another, whole as himself. He sees no difference between these selves, for differences are only of the body. Therefore, he looks on nothing he would take. He denies not his own reality, because it is the truth. Just under heaven does he stand, but close enough not to return to earth. For this relationship has heaven's holiness. How far from home can a relationship so like to heaven be? Think what a holy relationship can teach. Here is belief in differences undone. Here is the faith in differences shifted to sameness. And here is sight of differences transformed to vision. Reason now can lead you and your brother to the logical conclusion of your union. It must extend as you extended when you and he joined. It must reach out beyond itself. As you reached out beyond the body to let you and your brother be joined. And now the sameness that you saw extends and finally removes all sense of differences, so that the sameness that lies beneath them all becomes apparent. Here is the golden circle where you recognize the Son of God. For what is born into a holy relationship can never end. The emphasis on the holy and the special relationships, which have been a focus since chapter 15, will be concluded in this chapter, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. In this introduction, one is being guided to see the holy relationship's role in awakening to one's true self, while one's special relationships are enmeshed in sin, separation, selfishness, and differentness. The holy relationship begins by the seeing of wholeness, of no lack in oneself, and thus one needs nothing from the other. The wholeness of one joins with the wholeness of the other, and thus differentness is undone. Seeing the sameness in each other, which extended beyond the body, was the birth of vision in each other. And it is the extension of the relationship to all others that is but left to occur.